try somebody else. So it's pretty much I get to decide, and then my producer just goes, okay, go ahead.
Back here, I'm going to go off.
I have a question. For Ouran, did you not have to get Japanese approval?
We did not have to get Japanese approval.
But sometimes for the shows that we do, the Japanese company that produces it would like to have some kind of control over the American version of it. So we'll have the entire show cast, or the core cast, sent over to Japan for approval. And they can approve them, but very frequently they don't. Very frequently they want 5 options for each character, and they'll pick the 3rd one down or something like that. Just because it sounds so different to them, not really speaking our language. So that can be actually kind of a difficult process sometimes.
Especially because culturally there are certain sounds that they equate to certain types of characters. A sound of a voice, this high-pitched thing must mean it's this type of character. And that doesn't necessarily register to English-speaking ears. So sometimes you're like, really? Not that the actor is bad, but like, oh, that's so odd. We gotta make it work. But I didn't have to get approval. Woohoo! Yay! More ouran is a good thing. Yay! I'm very interested. I still haven't got to read the manga yet. When we were doing the show, I did not want to read it, simply because I'm not telling that story. I'm telling the anime story. And while the characters are the same, you know, if you know them both, they have to move chapters around so it flows better in a television setting. So I wanted to focus on the story I was telling.
Yeah.
And then immediately after, I got wrapped up in the other shows I'm working on. So I look forward to finally having the opportunity to read the manga, and I know some exciting things happen based on what you spoilerific fans like to tell me. Yes, in the way back. No, to be perfectly honest, I don't see that happening, and like I like shoujo. It's kind of like my favorite part of anime. I just think it's hysterical and fun. I love dorky high school romantic comedy antics in anime. It's like my favorite. But I think that just sometimes it's hard enough the way anime looks for a Western audience to accept it, and then when you put the type of situations that you find in shoujo, I mean, we've got a host club of pretty boys and girls who pay to go see them in high school.
What's wrong with that?
You know, like it's just, there are too many huge cultural differences that people would have to get over, and there are things about the shows that because of television regulations, they would maybe never even be allowed to be on the air because of that, or because the girls are too voluptuous, or the 2 boy brothers like to hang on each other. It may have to go on some type of like cable channel, but I don't see it being on like USA at night, other than Funimation channel. Yeah.
The sad truth is that broadcast is moving away from anime. There are very few anime on TV right now, and there will be even fewer in the future. They're kind of steering away from that. We've been having a lot of trouble getting things on broadcast lately, just because the channels make so much more money when they produce the things that they put on TV, because then they get all of the marketing and all the licensing from that, as opposed to putting our shows on and then we get all of that. So it's you're going to have a lot of trouble watching anime on TV for a while.
Like, you can watch a lot for free on Funimation.com.
Like, you know what?
Hey, Funimation. Yeah, it's right here.
To go with her, if you continue with Ouran Club, if you did, would you keep the same cast?
Oh yeah, I don't see any reason to change it. We don't have any situations with voice. Except that. Yeah, I'm assuming we would, but it's all up to Japan. But you know, anything is possible, because people used to ask us a couple years ago, what if they made more Full Metal Alchemist? And how many years after it ended, they're making more? And hello, it's by the same studio, Bones, get with the program, make some more.
And they really did for a long time say, say that was it. They were refusing to think about doing more. So it can happen.
Yes, sir.
Actually, kind of relating to that, was it kind of cool, like, here's the cast from Full Metal Alchemist, we get to do another show, was that awesome, or was it kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
thing?
I get that. You know what, to be honest, that was one of the most disappointing things for me. Like, we had this huge, no, not you.
We'll build a hamster home.
Announcement party, right, at Anime Expo last year. It was a big deal. Funimation pulled out all the stops. They brought the entire host club. We had an awesome weekend. And so I, being the crazy otaku fan director that I am, get online because I want to hear what people have to say. And that was pretty much what they could say. Like, it's just Full Metal Alchemist cast again. And I wanted to write to them and be like, yeah, we're all in all of the shows, actually. You know, like you could call that, I mean, it's a company, exactly. And while we don't have to work just for Funimation, I mean, Vic works for ADV and he works for companies out in LA, it's like, we are almost like a company of actors, like back in the day of like old movie studios. You know, you'd only see these actors in films made by MGM. So it's kind of like that. So I'm like, well, I'm sorry that I put awesome people in these roles. I'm sorry that Lucy, Travis, and Vic are in a show together. God. I'll just go find bums off the street next time.
You know, and there is something else to consider. The reason why a lot of the cast from Ouran was in Full Metal was in Ouran is because everybody was in Full Metal Alchemist. I mean, if you looked at the cast list, there were tons of characters. Everybody was in. You know who wasn't in that show? J. Michael Tatum.
Oh, you're right.
Greg?
Greg played just the little serpent guy. I mean, Todd Havercorn? I don't think so. So what happened to that? It's just the same casting? It's gone. That's not even a realistic thing to say, because not only is it not the case because there's so many actors that are in Full Metal, everybody that's ever worked in Funimation did something in Full Metal, but we just named 3 of the hosts that really didn't do anything much of in Full Metal. So, you know, and actors play different characters. I mean, you know, if you look at studios in LA that put out stuff, you'll see Johnny Bosch's name on tons of things, or Yuri Lowenthal's name on tons of things. And it doesn't make it, you know, any better or worse, because they're just great actors and they're playing a different character.
But they were all awesome. So I enjoyed working with all of them.
I think Mike McFarland actually has a very good point about the whole casting the same people in shows over and over again thing. Because that is a very common complaint if you look at the forums, which honestly the forums are 0.5% of the fans, so you're going to get the people who are very, very vocal. But the way Mike puts it is, we don't complain when we see Brad Pitt play 3 different types of characters, and like we don't say I'm tired of seeing him try to be different people in different movies. We're actors. So, yeah.
After Full Metal, I just didn't even really need to act anymore.
Right.
I was just done. That's it. It was just the pinnacle for me. I'm gonna go make hamster homes.
Question. Right in the middle here, the one with the dark hair.
Okay, do you know if by any chance the Rhythmable Rangers are doing anything this year?
The Rhythmable Rangers are always doing something. You guys, that's the greatest club. Are there any Rangers in the room? Weakness! I love you guys. Extra special above everyone else, but don't tell anyone else. No, I'm just teasing. If you're not a member, you should join us. It's the greatest club in the world, and I'm personally inviting you to join us. I don't know. I think there may be a Ranger dinner planned, but I don't plan those, so maybe get together. See, all you Rangers that are in the room, when you raise your hands, get together and formulate a plan. I love you. Question?
I just have a small special request for my
best friend who couldn't be here today. She's in California. She actually went to that expo thing last year. She was dressed as Red Dawn.
Oh, okay.
She just has a request that you say hi to her.
Okay. All of us?
Yeah, well, Big especially.
Oh no, you go first.
I'm sorry, I'm first.
What's her name?
Her name is Brenda.
Okay, hit it.
Right now?
Yeah.
Do you have to be Haruhi?
You can be anybody you want.
Yeah.
Hi, Brenda. I'm Chris Sabat. The worst Chris Sabat ever. Hi, Brenda. I'm Caitlin, but you were at Expo, so you know that. We're very sorry that you couldn't be here, but if you have to be somewhere, California is a pretty cool place. So hope to see you next time.
Hey Brenda, it's Krusty the Clown. Where's my nicotine patches? We love you. Do you need nicotine patches? No, I'm sorry. Brenda, hey, greetings, and we love California, and you're probably having some beautiful weather, because that's what you guys do out there. And we miss you, but we'll look forward to seeing you at a convention sometime.
Brenda, Nick is actually a little bit of a dork. I hate to be the one to tell you that. So, just so you know, next time, request somebody cool to say hi to you, like me, or Caitlin. Right? Or these people, they're all very cool. Hi, Brenda.
Up and down for Vic. Was there anyone that you were actually considering, anyone else you were considering to play Smoky?
That makes it sound like he was pre-cast, and that's something that is not true. He has auditioned just like everybody else. Like, just because I said, you're perfect for this part, you would love him, doesn't mean that I'm like, I'm going to cast him. I am not a fan of, like, pre-casting. Now, there are times when, as a director, you kind of have preconceived ideas of, I want to make sure I hear Colleen read for this character to ensure that she would be good for it like I think she would. There's that kind of stuff. So all kinds of people read for the role. There are a couple of other people who also did really well, but he just came in and nailed it. And in a part like that, I was looking for that person who would walk in and own the character from the minute they started speaking, because of the confidence that Tamaki has. I needed that in an actor, not just somebody who could, like, put on a voice. And that's what we do, we put on voices. But yeah, there are a few other people who did great. Other people in the show who got cast as other characters were also great too. Todd